of loss is it if you don't have Kayvon for a little bit here?
Yeah, it's the NFL, right? Like next guy up mentality. Every team faces it. That's why you have 53 guys and you don't have 22. Like those guys got to step up if they're called upon, whoever it is. That's why they're here, and coach them all the same. And hopefully, when they get their opportunities, they take advantage of them.
Your defense has been keeping the scoring numbers down very well for the most part. How are you seeing you guys progress in these last few weeks?
Yeah, I think we're improving. It's always a challenge throughout the season to find continued improvement. The communication, I think, has increased. The familiarity playing with each other. And we're young on the back end, and we got some new pieces up front. So I think that chemistry is continuing to build. And guys are making plays, right? Like guys are making plays. They're being disruptive. Being able to get our hands on balls last week helped. So credit goes to them. They're making plays when we need them, and it obviously helps us and helps get them off the field.
At the end of halves, what is happening where, I mean, the end of the first half, you had totally kept them off the board, and then they went down the field in like 30 seconds and got a field goal. Same thing at the end of the fourth quarter. I mean, why does that happen?
Yeah, it was 22 seconds, and they had 3 timeouts. They hit a screen. Ideally, you would like to tackle them in bounds, make them burn a timeout, tackle them for 10 there. All situational football, I think, is a big difference if we tackle them for 10 instead of letting them get 16 or 17 or whatever it is. That next play is dramatically changed situationally. You're looking at needing potentially 10 yards for a field goal attempt versus needing 17 or 18, right? And just with the time, I think there's 14 seconds left with that. They still had all their timeouts, so they could throw it anywhere. But just understanding the situation, make sure we got positive plays early in those drives. Even on the second one, give up a 7-cut DK on the sideline, or we jump something in the flat short. And again, those positive plays, that's what offenses are looking for, those positive plays early in those drives to kind of get going. So making sure we're at our best early in those drives and understand the situations and how they're going to attack us. It's something we got to keep working on, and hopefully we can improve in that area.
What have you seen from Aziz if he's asked to kind of fill that role in the first 4 games?
Yeah, he's been good. I think he's taken advantage of opportunities when he's been out there. I think he's played over 20 plays in just about every game for us. He's continued to attack, right? The attacking demeanor on the edge, run game, pass game, making sure we're getting off the ball, making sure we're taking advantage of our rush opportunities when we get them. He's got good length. I think he utilizes his length really well. But just continue to improve and make sure he takes advantage of his opportunities when they're there.
Kind of a 2-part question. How challenging is it to confuse Joe Burrow, and how important is it to at least try to do that to some extent?
Yeah, he's playing at an elite level. He has for a few years now. I mean, it's been impressive what he's been able to do up to this point this season. It's a challenge. Like he's really good at seeing defenses pre-snap, really good at reading them post-snap, getting through his progressions, and on top of that, he has playmakers that he knows can win matchups, right? So, big challenge for us. I've had experience in playing with him over these past few years, and it's always a challenge with him. The accuracy, the decision-making, can put the ball where he wants to put it, has the ability to extend plays with his legs. Then you're dealing with those guys on the outside, Chase and Higgins, and they're having monster years right now.
What makes Chase such a tough matchup for guys?
Yeah, he's got it all, right? He's the ability to separate, the ability to get open, the ability to catch the ball down the field, the ability to catch the ball short and take it the distance. He's got it all, and he's a problem. We got to know where he's at on every snap, be aware of where he's at on every snap, him and Higgins both. But he's a playmaker, right? And the quarterback gets it to him, and he makes plays.
You speak to the.
That being said, real quick, what did Deonte do better last week? He was matched up against DK and the top receiver. So what was the difference you saw in him there?
Yeah, I thought he was tight. I thought he challenged, and he got his hands on some footballs. Just continuing to stay focused, play in and play out. We tell all these guys, every single snap, you need to expect the ball to come your way. It might not happen, but to have that focus, to have that sense of urgency, play in and play out, that they're going to come at me every single play. Whether they do, whether they don't, that's got to be the mentality. I think he had that mentality last week. He was up for the challenge. It was good to see him go out there and make some plays for us.
Shane, with regard to Dave's as an assistant coach, what are the things that you've learned from him about kind of maybe staying the course? I mean, obviously, last week you guys hit early adversity with the with the big swing at the beginning of the game, and what is it about him that allows him to stay the course, and not panic?
Yeah, I think it's staying level-headed. Like it's a tough league. Like it's not always going to be roses. We know there's going to be adversity every single game. Being able to respond when things happen good or bad. Understand it's a 4-quarter game. Like last week, we're sitting on the bench and you're going to our guys, and we've been here before, right? Cleveland, we were there 2 weeks ago. Like we've been here before. I think he does a good job building that resolve within the team, within the guys. Guys play with confidence, and we're getting to the point where we can overcome some things, right? And they fight through it, they battle through it. Just the culture in general. It's not all doom and gloom. Let's all it takes is one play, right? It takes one guy to make one play to turn the tide, and I think our guys are buying into that and believing in that.
When Dexter is playing at the level that he's playing with, and it's been pretty much all 5 weeks, how much when you guys sit down and start putting together your game plan, how much is it a counter to how they're going to try to counter him and set you guys up front?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best interior rushers in the league, interior players in the league. He's a handful. I know if I was the offense coordinator, I wouldn't want to leave him one-on-one too often. I mean, that's our jobs as coaches, is to find ways to put these guys in the best position to find success, to find ways to impact the game for us. Something we discuss throughout, ways to make sure that they can't just truly eliminate them from the game every single snap. So work in progress, just continue to find different ways to counter as well. So something we spend time on week to week, first, second down, third down, whatever it might be, just finding ways to really allow your most impactful players to impact based on their skill sets.
We'll take 2 more if y'all got him.
Getting,
All right. Last one.
getting Drew and Adoree back, what's that mean for the defense, and how you kind of plan to utilize those two?
Yeah, it was good. It was good to get him back out there. Again, with Drew, the more he's out there, whether it's practice, whether it's the game, the better it is for him, being a young player. I mean, we're learning by fire a little bit with some of the youth that we have back there right now, and I think they are. They're learning. It might not be perfect every single snap, but they're learning, trying not to make the same mistake twice. But just the skill set, he's tough, he's sudden, just adds a different element, what we're able to do at that position when he's in there. And then getting Adoree back was great, because the ability to cover, the ability to go in there and stay tight to guys and do some different things. I think the veteran presence is calming to me too. Like just having that out there has been reassurance to me. So it's been good to get them both back, and I'm glad they're here.